the Pictures of Ninjas podcast. Connecting ideas with opportunity. What's your idea? This is the Pictures and Niches podcast.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. So it's been a little bit since our last episode, but you know, we run businesses. We've been busy, so getting into summer,
been on the road,
a lot of stuff.
Been on the road, about to be on the road again this week, and then hopefully we can record while I'm on the road. And but it's been good, man. I don't like to say busy. I know that Chris Malou, we had on here, the estate manager. You know, I always ask him, how have you been? And he'll ask me, and I'll say, I've been busy. He goes, no, don't say busy. Say that you've been productive. And so I've been productive, been very productive. Especially, I've got a new announcement about a new business venture that I've been working on.
Yeah, I think we're going to dive into that this episode and talk about that, see what you guys are doing. And
yeah. So it's been, It's been a work in progress, I would say, over the past couple of years, but over the past few months, I've definitely, let's just say I've launched it. And so this business is, my background is basically in private security. I've been in the private security industry for, almost 15 years now.
Wow.
And, you know, in that industry, I work with a lot of high net worth individuals and at-risk public figures. And these types of clientele that I work with, they have people that manage almost every aspect of their lives. And so, you know, while operating in the security sphere, we get a lot of requests that don't necessarily relate to security aspect of these people's lives. Things like securing a charter, air charter, maritime, you know, for yachts, or itinerary planning, which can be security related. Don't get me wrong. You know, just things of that nature, vendor monitoring and things of that nature. So I just thought to myself, why not take every aspect of this, or try to take every aspect and put it under one umbrella? And that's when I thought to myself, I'm just going to create a concierge company. And so I did. I created Cūrō. Cūrō, it's Latin for, you know, to curate, you know, an event, or to, you know, just to basically curate, to curate something. And so that's what I've done. And honestly, man, it's actually starting to take off quicker than I imagined.
yeah.
And
Well, it sounds like you already have the clients, right? It sounds like you already kind of have your client base already there. You don't have to go out and chase a lot of stuff because...
I mean, the thing is, I've built, you know, what we're trying to do here is build a Rolodex for our listeners to be able to come on. You know, you can come on the show and you can share about what you do, share about your startup. And in turn, you know, we put your information on our website, where we're building a Rolodex for people to come straight to our website. And, you know, if you have a specific service that you're offering, the listeners can come on our website and actually look up this service. If they need it, they will use you. And so that's what I've done over the years, is I've created, I've been fortunate enough to build an awesome Rolodex for services that are in the high-end net worth area. So yacht brokers, aviation brokers, estate managers, luxury realtors, any type of vendor that can come on, you know, for electronics, anything that can automate your house. You know, I've built up a pretty good, extensive Rolodex. And so I just thought it would be beneficial to just offer this in under one umbrella. So it's a one-stop shop where a high net worth individual, it doesn't even have to be a high net worth. You know, in Florida, we have a lot of snowbirds.
Absolutely, yeah.
We have a lot of absentee owners that come here, they live here for part of the year, and then they take off. But what happens when you take off? I mean, you're leaving your house and estate in the hands of nobody, really. And so that's where we come in, where we can come and do, you know, property checks and security checks on your security systems, your doors, your windows, you know, hurricane preparation, If you have let's say a construction project that's happening at your house, we're there, checking in, making sure they're doing the job. The job's getting done. Let's say your AC goes out. I'll tell you, growing up, we had a house in Florida growing up, a summer house. And I remember one year walking in when we came on vacation, the AC had went out.
Stories in Florida for sure.
Oh man, I don't know how long. I mean, this is in the 90s, and I don't know how long the AC was out for.
Because you're talking about mold, and you're talking about,
bro, there were bugs everywhere, like palmetto bugs, like they're cockroaches, but they were everywhere because it was like.
A palmetto bug is basically a flying cockroach.
Oh,
for those of you who don't live in Florida.
Like we couldn't stay for the whole 2 weeks. We had everything gutted in the house because it was so terrible. We were in a hotel.
And that was just because of AC.
That was just because of AC.
Wow.
So, for those of you that are absentee owners, you have no idea whether, there's water leaks that are happening. Your AC's gone out. Mm-hmm. Electricity has gone out. It's not come back on. Anything of that nature, we do things like that where we go, we check in, we are in constant contact with you. And the beauty of it is we are not a call center. Like you reach us directly. And so,
well, it's just that it sounds like that concierge side of things, right? When you go to a hotel, you kind of have that person guiding you through and being with you every step of the way. It sounds like that's kind of the personal touch that you guys will have. With these people.
And that's what I really want to offer. Not only just having that personal touch, but we deal, because of my security background, because my background as a police officer, I deal with everything from a security mindset. So when I am, monitoring vendors or I'm vetting vendors, I'm vetting them from, do they pose a threat when they come on your property? Are they going to be snooping around when they come on your property? Digging through your, your drawers, and we want the best of the best to be able to work on your property. We want the best of the best to be able to come in and get the job done. And so, I don't know. I think why not just hire a company that can take care of that for you? Because honestly, time is really the I don't know, but for time, like for most people, time is their biggest asset, right? And so we are wanting to save people time. And
it sounds like a lot of the vetting and stuff. So instead of me vetting all these different people, they only have to vet you, and then you're doing that work for them.
Right.
And for people like this, like trust is such a huge thing. Like I know with my grandfather, like he ends up doing a lot of stuff himself because again, he does have trust issues where he's like, no, this person's going to do this or they're going to do that. Or, it sounds like you guys are taking care of all that, which is amazing. Right. And so that time that they're saving on that is invaluable.
Oh yeah. And let's say, because I've had clients in the past where we have construction projects that are happening. And if anybody knows anything about construction, you'll know that no construction job ever finishes on time, and it finishes 10% more or 20% more expensive than you were originally quoted, right? And so that's where we come in, where we can make sure that these guys are actually getting the job done. They're not taking advantage of you. And it just is, it's not just in that area, in that aspect of constructions and projects and things like that. We operate out of 8 verticals. And a few of those verticals are estate management, property management, lifestyle management, where we come in and let's say, you don't want a full-time estate manager on your property. Well, we'll give you a certain amount of hours every single week where we're there, we're walking around, we're making sure that, let's say the irrigation's working properly. And I know this kind of sounds boring, but really, I mean, because we live in such a, I call it like a migration state, people are coming and going all the time. It's a necessity to have. Someone there constantly monitoring. And it doesn't have to be all the time. But we do that.
It's just the peace of mind to just know that it's taken care of.
And at the end of the day, it saves you time and money in the long run, right? Another thing that we do is we provide charters, aviation charters, maritime charters, where we have partnered with some really amazing companies that will provide the best of the best, whether it's a super yacht for you. We just provided a really nice 60-foot yacht for one day for a client, and they had specific requests, and we love to fill those requests. You know, they wanted certain dietary restrictions for the chefs, and they wanted different food delivered and a different time for pickup. I mean, it was awesome. And if it wasn't for an industry partner, we would have not been able to get that request filled and have a satisfied client. But we were able to do that
and these
in
are
a very short amount of time.
Yeah, and these are partnerships that you've developed over the years. So it's like
absolutely,
these are people you know they're going to do the job right. You know they're going to do good.
Yeah,
and it's why people can trust it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've done the hard work of cultivating all these.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's where we come in. So it doesn't have to be Cūrō to homeowner. It can be Cūrō to an estate manager that's already put in position, Cūrō to an executive assistant who is needing help. We are there to lighten the load for these individuals. So because we are from the area, we're locals here, we know who the best vendor is for what situation or service that's needed. We can go straight to them. And we don't have just one or two. We've vetted multiple for different services. So there's not just we have an option A, we have an option B, C, D.
Yeah.
So we can get the problem or the situation taken care of ASAP.
Gotcha.
A lot of people will promise, hey, we can be there and get the job done within a couple of hours. But really, in reality, if you have a client that's in Boca and you're in Jupiter, it's going to take you 2 or 3 hours to even get there. So, we guarantee that we can take care of the matter within 12 to 24 hours. And so far, man, I tell you, it's been great. It really has. Yeah.
So what do you tell people who maybe maybe they're newly wealthy, or they're wealthy and they haven't really gotten into this, or maybe they're not wealthy, but they need something like this? What's kind of your quick pitch of this is why it's beneficial? Because a lot of people are probably going to look at this and be like, I don't need somebody to do all that for me.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard so far, it sounds like there's a lot of reasons why. So what's kind of like your quick pitch you give to people who are kind of hesitant about getting into this, something like this?
Yeah, well, first I will say, you don't have to be wealthy in order to use our services. Like, I don't want that to become a misconception. Like, you do not have to be wealthy to use our services. But I will say that 70% of high net worth individuals, they say that lack of time is their biggest daily challenge.
Because we all have the same amount.
We all have the same amount.
Whether you have $1 million
24
or not.
hours a day.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
So do you want to be stuck on the phone for an hour to 2 hours when time is money, dealing with a plumber or dealing with an electrician or an AC issue, when you could just sub it out to someone and make sure the job gets done? I know I would. Like, when I first got married, we took on every project ourselves. Actually, not even just when we first got married, for the first 10 years of marriage. But we get to a point in our lives where it gets harder for me to go out and, I don't know, let's say mow the grass or clean the pool, because we do have multiple businesses that we're running. It's not that I'm not capable enough to go out and do it, and I still do it when I have time to. Like right now, I'll tell you, for the summer, we're not going to be here. So I do hire another pool company to come and take care of everything while we're going to be gone. Another lawn service, because we're not going to be here to take care of it. And someone from my company to look over our house, because we're not going to be here, just to check on the AC, to make sure the water's still good. And so honestly, it's just peace of mind. That's really the pitch. Do you want peace of mind? Because if you're gone for 6 months out of the year, why sit and worry whether you close the garage door and the thing is, you don't have to use our services full time. We have it. We can have it set up to where if you want us to swing by once a week, we can do it once a week. If you want us to swing by once a month, we can do that. And another thing is, we have 3 tiers, and each of those services, we have a set price for each of those services. And I will tell you, they're all based off hours. So like our first tier is, we will give you 15 to 16 hours a week based off of that subscription.
Gotcha.
The next tier is, we will give you 30 hours a week. And then the third tier is, we'll have someone there full time if you want someone there full time. Not everybody wants it full time. Not everyone needs it full time, but it's there. But I would say the most popular option that we see for people right now has been to give 16 hours a week, and it's huge because we can come by at any time and make sure that things are getting done, and like I said, give you a little bit of peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, do you also do one-offs too? Like, say somebody wants to
absolutely
charter a yacht or a plane or something like that.
Absolutely.
That's add-on services and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we do all of that, and then I'll tell you what, not just a huge thing right now that we've actually recently started doing is concierge medical services.
Oh wow!
And I know we talked about this with Ken Figuera, who is with Renew Vitality.
Mm-hmm.
Concierge medical, and I had a conversation with a family office today about this and about how popular these services are getting. People don't want to wait in line anymore, right? They don't want to wait and go to a doctor's office and have to sit there, especially in urgent care, for like an hour waiting to see if you sprained an ankle, your kid sprained an ankle, or you need some stitches, or you're having belly pain and stomach aches and things like that. You want to be seen pretty quick, whether that's in a local clinic or having a healthcare professional come to your house. And that's where we come in. Cūrō is not, and I will say this, we are not medical professionals. I was a combat medic in the military, but
you have a little bit.
I have a little bit of medical experience, but we do offer a service where we have partnered with an amazing company that has qualified physicians on site. They have their own practice. It is a concierge medical office, and it's beautiful here locally. And they also do house visits. And I'll tell you, that is taking off quickly.
Yeah.
In fact, I used it not too long ago, and it was during an emergency. And
so how does that
wonderful.
work? How do people, how do you get that? And then how does that structured?
So let's say, I mean, you can use this for your family. You can use this for, let's say, corporate leadership. But if you want to, if you pay a subscription base, so there's three tiers for this as well.
Gotcha.
It's a subscription based, and with it, you get a certain amount of healthcare visits a year. You get blood panels, physicals, everything like that. And then for an emergency, obviously people have to pay, it's a premium. It's not a gigantic premium, but in my opinion, it's a lot better than.
But it sounds like having somebody on retainer, basically.
It's 100% based on a retainer. And the thing about it is, once a lot of these offices, these concierge medical offices, once they are filled to capacity, like they won't take anymore until there's an opening. So it's pretty exclusive. But another thing is, it is way more confidential to go through one of these concierge medical services. We call it the Cūrō Medical Advantage. And with that, you can be seen within the hour. So let's say we're on Jupiter Island or we're on Palm Beach Island and we need to see the doctor ASAP.
Wow.
Either the doctor's going to come to you, or we're going to be able to get you into their office or a specialist within that hour.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Because just the medical scene right now it's
healthcare in general.
You're waiting. Yeah. So paying that premium to have it as soon as you need it.
Yeah.
Is invaluable. Yeah.
And it is awesome to have, even if you have kids, it's worth just having, just because if you have kids and you're able to afford it. Now it's not incredibly expensive, but you are paying a higher premium than you are, let's say, normal regular insurance. But it all goes back to what matters most, and that's people's time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they also want, like I said, confidentiality.
Yeah. And
so working with these doctors, especially the ones that I've partnered with, we can get you in. Let's say you have, I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's say you have someone, in your family. Let's say your husband has a stomach ache, and you want to go see the doctor, ASAP. Well, we can get you in an hour, and while you're there, let's say you want a vitamin IV drip, we can do that on site.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you can kind of get all it in.
So we have multiple services within this one medical office.
Yeah. That's a big thing. Like, side note that I've seen been taking off too is people going and getting IV drips for like to rebalance electrolytes and stuff. And it's hard to get into those sometimes, or it's hard to even find them.
It's hard to find the good ones.
The good ones.
You can get into some, there's some here and there that you can get into, but I think they're cheap. And honestly, it's just lactated ringers, like sodium chloride really is what it is. It's just a normal IV. But, these high-end, concierge medical offices, they have the ones that are top of the line vitamins that can revitalize you. And honestly, let's say it, I mean, we live in Palm Beach County where there's a lot of things that are going on the weekend. There's a lot of galas, there's a lot of parties going on. And the next day you might not be rejuvenated enough. And so we can get you in
a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can get you in like the second you wake up in the morning time, or we can have someone come to your house and we can do that for you.
Yeah. Cause I knew a guy he was not feeling well, and he wasn't even like partying or anything. He was just like dehydrated and stuff. And he went and got one, and he's like, this is the best I felt in my entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the times
it changes your whole day.
It's just your electrolyte balance,
Right.
But anyway, that's that. But I did want to get into, because I'm definitely a logistics guy. So I want to know, what does it take to get this done for these people? What does it take to run a $20 million estate?
Time and money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have this mentor, Sam, and he is a very successful man. He's one of these people that is like this, and you wouldn't know. I mean, the guy's amazing, but he always tells me, he said, Trent, anybody can have anything they want in this life, but it's going to cost them one of two things. It's going to cost them time, or it's going to cost them money.
Absolutely. And sometimes both.
Exactly. And I will tell you, it costs a lot of money to run a $20 million estate, or a $50 million estate, or heck, a $10 million estate. It really does. But what we, especially in the security department and just private service in general, we're there for peace of mind. Your home is your sanctuary, right? Like, it is your escape, and it's our job as private service individuals, private service professionals, to give our principals a safe place to come home to, right? A quiet place to come home to. And so it does take a lot of money. It takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of knowledge to be able to, anybody can go out and hire anybody, right? But you need to know who you're hiring, because you don't want to have a high turnover rate when it comes to private services. There's one thing that high net worth people love, and that's consistency in their lives. They don't want to see a different face every single day. In fact, sometimes they don't even want to see somebody, a different person's face. I did security for this one family in Palm Beach for a couple years, and they wanted to see nobody.
Wow.
And they had probably 12 staff working on the property. They don't want to see anyone but maybe their butler.
They just want it to be taken care of.
They want to be able to live and have things done for them without knowing that someone's doing the thing for them. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
seeing. And so I would say, financial means, a know-how, and capability, man, really. You need to anticipate, and those who are working on these estates, when you get to a certain net worth, you have to, or when you're working with a clientele that's a certain net worth, you have to almost anticipate their needs.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Whether that be, the mister could like a certain type of water, or the missus could like a cerern type of snack, or
you do it without
type
them
of towel
asking,
or whatever. And you just do it knowing that, they're going to the pool today. Perfect. I'm going to set out a, 80% cotton, 20% whatever type of towel for them. And it's just those little things that make the difference, right? They're the differentiator in services. So
absolutely. So it's very important to have the right vendors and the right company. Yep. Now, I know that you've just started this, but you've been in security for a long time, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of things. Have you seen any horror stories of people choosing the wrong people?
I will say that, like I said, and we've talked about this multiple times already, but time is of the essence. And if let's say you have, I don't know, let's say a vendor's backed into a wall, or there's been a certain tree that's starting to die and they need to get it the clients want it done or replaced ASAP. If we hire a vendor to get it done in a certain amount of time, if that vendor doesn't show up, like, they're going to find somebody else.
Absolutely.
There is no where we're going to give them an extra 5 or 10 minutes to be here. Like, you have to be prompt. So as far as horror stories, I don't have many. I don't really have any horror stories, but I can tell you that there have been times where I've worked with people where they were in the wrong place at the wrong time and they were gone that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just by pure accident, but they were gone that day.
Wow.
Because
they don't mess around with that.
No, they don't, man. I mean, like I said, and their privacy is the biggest thing for them. They don't want people snooping around. They don't want vendors being where they shouldn't be. If you're there working on a job, they want you to get the job done and get out, right?
Mhm.
So, but as far as horror stories go, no. I mean, we try, especially as security personnel, we try to minimize that like as quickly as possible so it doesn't turn into a horror story.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. And then the other thing too was what goes into managing a lot of this stuff, especially like the travel side of things. So we've talked a lot about like the estate side of things, but what about the travel side?
gosh, I mean, it's everything from itinerary, time frame to chartering a jet.
Because everything has to line up perfectly, doesn't it?
Everything. And when I say, I mentioned anticipating, I mean, there are times where we could be flying to, let's say, New York, and we want to pivot and go to Chicago for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready on the fly to be able to accommodate those types of requests. And most of the time, it's not even a request. It's just like, hey, this is where we're going. Okay, perfect. We'll plan for that. So as far as trips go, it's huge, man. I mean, planning, especially in security, one of the things I love to do the most is advance work.
Mm-hmm.
And what an advance agent is let's say we're going to Europe, right? And we're going to 3 or 4 different places, and these are the restaurants the client likes to eat at. These are the hotels the client loves to stay at. My job is to go there a few days prior to a week prior, if I can, and do an actual physical advance where I can get my eyes on everything. So from the hotel, the FBO, which for people that don't know is just the private airport of fixed base operations, and drive the routes, know where the hospitals are, know where the police stations are, know where the fire department is. When we're in the hotel, know the drop offs and the exits of the hotel. Know where the client's going to actually be staying at. Do they have a window? And are they near an elevator, or are they near steps? The stairwell that goes out the hotel. All those little things, man. I mean, goes into an advance. So
Gotcha.
when we're traveling, that is my bread and butter. I love to do body coverage where I'm actually with the client.
Mm-hmm.
But advanced work, in my opinion, if you don't have a good advance, details are going to suffer from it, right? They're not going to go according to plan. So, and I think a lot of security professionals out there that are listening to this right now, without a good advance, the detail is going to suffer. And you can look at any type of presidential, candidate, or any type of politician out there. I've worked with. I was just in DC not too long ago, and I was, working with State Department, security guys, and they're all over the place, and each one of them has an advance team that are out there, and they're going and making sure that things are all set prior to the client getting there. So I would say when it comes to travel, that's probably the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing on my list is to have a good advance.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And talking about like anticipating the client's needs and all of that stuff, how does that develop is how do you get that information, and does it grow over time as you have a relationship with them, or
both?
And how fast does that even happen?
Yeah, man. I mean, and I'll tell you, because I'll touch on that first. So yes, it develops over time, but let's say getting to a new team, the team has already developed this, let's say we have a new client, you learn that over time, or you have conversations with, EAs or, estate managers about the likes and dislikes and the preferences of the client. And what we do is we create a file for the client. So we know that everyone on the team can have access to that. And if something happens, we're constantly updating these files. And where that carries over into Cūrō is right now we're building a website. So we haven't launched a website, which I'm really excited about, but we are implementing a lot of AI into the website.
Awesome.
But we are creating client profiles based off of client preferences. So that way, when we do have a jet charter or a maritime charter or a hotel preference, whatever that may be, other than violating HIPAA, we will be able to create a profile based off of every type of preference that our clients have. And we'll be able to send those profiles over to, let's say, a concierge that is in, Paris or, California or whatever, versus them having to anticipate the needs. They've already have it right there in front of them.
And that kind of takes the mental load off, it sounds like, too, to where
absolutely
it's all right there.
Yeah, we want our clients, and I've said this before, in the past, they want to see consistency, right? And so if they have multiple properties or they're staying in different hotels, they want the same amenities almost every single time. So if we can get ahead of them by putting the different soaps and the different candies and whatever they want in their hotel room, or making sure that there's certain pillows or whatever, we're going to do that, and then we're going to update it in our systems. And anytime there's a change, it will be fully updated as well. So everybody that's on our team will have this profile, they have access to it. And you yourself, the client, which I would say the clients aren't really going to get on here, but the EAs or the state managers or the chiefs of staff that are running these families or these family offices, if they don't have this, or we've been able to notice a change, we'll be able to update this. And these people can go on our website and they can look at the changes and have access to that information 24/7.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to sign up for this, what do they do?
So once the website is fully complete, once you sign up for our services, it is a subscription-based service. Once you sign up, you'll have access to certain documents where you can go on there. We'll ask you certain questions, just kind of get the ball rolling, really. Who your client is, what their food preferences are. Do they have any allergies? Do they prefer, a male masseuse or a female masseuse? Like all these different things. And then we'll be able to, it's a constant, we're never at the end, right? We're constantly evaluating and reevaluating and evolving, as time goes on. And so if you see, let's say an EA says he doesn't like this for breakfast anymore, he likes this, they'll be able to go on there and update that for us, and it'll create a red flag for us going, oh, there's been a change.
Gotcha.
So we'll be able to see that there's a change on Mr. Smith's profile. Perfect. We can go right in there and make sure that, we know the new preference update now. And it's for everything. I mean, it's like I've had clients when I go to New York, they want the car literally at 70 degrees with country music playing on like 15, just so they can barely hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just little things like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a game changer. I don't want to give away too many secrets right now, but I think it's going to be something that differentiates us from other concierge services. I mean, there is and there isn't a lot of other concierge services out there, especially with what we're trying to do. There's family offices out there that kind of offer what we're doing. But I think we're going to be ahead, honestly. And
this is the area to do it. And I know we talked a lot about that in the beginning, but
yeah. And it's funny because I just posted up I sent you the text not too long ago, like a couple days ago, about how big South Florida is growing. And right now we're home to like 1.18 millionaires.
And actually
1.18 million millionaires.
Yeah. Sorry. We talked about that, I think, on one of our earlier episodes with Chris, But also I saw that Florida now has a bigger population than New York.
Yeah.
The whole state of New York, which is crazy. So everybody's coming here.
It's where, like I said, you know, it's where opportunity is. And, you know, we don't have to continue to talk about the high net worth and the ultra high net worth, but that's, I mean, the reality of it is we are seeing a huge transplant of corporations that are moving down here. We just saw, I think it was Wells Fargo's wealth management, you know, the division, they just moved down here. We have Citadel Capital that's moved down here a few years ago. We are the Wall Street of the South down here. I mean, I was just down in Miami for a week with a client, and you have got to see the construction that's happening.
Oh,
I mean, it's
insane.
It really is. I mean, taking a step back and looking at the construction that's happening off Brickell it's wild to me. And the same with downtown West Palm Beach. You see cranes everywhere.
There's so much housing, so many companies popping up, and even not in the cities and stuff either.
Yeah.
Like it's expanding out, and it's insane.
Yeah, I remember, gosh, about 7 years ago, I have a friend of mine, Teddy, Ted Anderson is running our Cūrō real estate advantage side of things. So, and I'll hit on that in a second. But I told, you know, he's really big into real estate, as am I, and he was meeting with a lot of these wealth management guys from Manhattan. They were coming down here, and he's just networking with them, trying to convince them, like, guys, this is going to be the next Wall Street. And they're all laughing in his face. But these guys aren't the corporate guys of the big dogs. These are just the workhorses, right? So they're down here on vacation. Ted's meeting with these guys, and they're laughing in his face because they're like, yeah, right. Who's going to move down here and move their whole operation down here in West Palm? Like, it's crazy. And it's funny because now who's laughing? These guys, these workhorses should have taken his advice and moved down here. They didn't. Most of these guys are still up in their main offices while the corporate side of things has moved down here. Yeah. And so, you know, I think we're in for a huge explosion of opportunity over the next 10 to 15 years down here. I think it's going to be really exciting times. And I'll go back to touch on what Ted does for me. Ted, you know, we're not a brokerage at all by any means, but I've had a real estate license for well over 10 years, really big into real estate, but I don't focus on it like I used to. But Ted runs that side of things. So anything that has to do with the real estate side of things, when it comes to our concierge service, he runs it. So we have, you know, let's say you're moving from California, we have the best vetted movers when it comes to anything furniture or fine art, funding. We can do funding, lending, anything like that, buying, selling, and staging, whatever you need. Like we run it from our concierge services.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's awesome, man. I mean, we're gonna have. When do you think the website's gonna be live?
I'm hoping that it's going to be live by the end of April to mid-May.
Okay, so that's coming up.
Right now we don't really even have a landing page yet. I know it's kind of crazy, but we are growing just because of word of mouth and things like that. But I want it to be. I don't want to create something crappy. Like, I want it to be legit. Absolutely. And so the web developers that I have, they're really good at what they do. And I just had a meeting with them about 4 days ago, and it's going to be an awesome website, especially now. You know, we talked about the AI being this fourth industrial revolution, like to be able to use AI. And I'm not talking about using AI to create the content. I'm talking about using AI as an assistant to help us, you know, when it comes to
assistants are incredible right now in helping with people. I'm working on kind of a side project that we've talked about. I don't have enough yet, but AI is going to be an integral part of that.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it really is, because if you're not using AI in some capacity right now, then you're behind.
You're behind. You got to get ahead. It was like when the computer came out. You had to learn it. And, and it's a part of everybody's lives. I think that's going to be how AI is going to be.
Yeah, and I would love, you know, what I told the developers is I would love to have my own sort of GPT that's integrated into this.
Yes. Yeah. Just a chat bot that has everything that they need.
Yeah, because it's funny. I was talking with a corporate client not too long ago, and he actually has a website for himself for people to find out who he is, but it's all AI.
Wow.
So it's a search bar. So you go in, you type in whatever you want. So let's say, who is Aiden? Who is Aiden Pepitone? And it starts spitting out like ChatGPT who Aiden Pepitone is.
Because it has all that information already.
It's already uploaded into the system. So you go to aidenpepitone.com. It's got a search bar in there. Who is Aiden Pepitone? It tells you, oh, he's the COO of Old Florida Gourmet, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, what's Old Florida Gourmet? Oh, and it just keeps spitting out all this stuff.
I think it's going to replace facts for sure, FAQs. I mean, I think it's going to replace all that stuff where you don't have to have manuals anymore.
You don't have to.
You just put all of it in, and then you just search whatever you want and it pops up, right?
Yeah,
there.
You're going to be able to have probably, instead of having a website that's got like 15 or 20 different pages on it, you're going to be able to condense it to where it's like 2 to 3 pages.
Yep. Simple is going to be way better. It's definitely going to be the future. For sure.
So that's what we're doing. That's why, I'm not in a rush, because I want this to be able to be something to where I don't have to constantly update this every year or two. I want this to be something that kind of revolutionizes the concierge industry. Yeah. And right now, when I look out there, I'm not seeing too many. Well, in fact, what I did and I don't know if this is too much information, but what I did was I scoured the internet for concierge services, travel agencies, any type of website that I love the design of. And I created an entire list and sent this out to my web developers and show them, this is what I want, but I want to make it better and implement this, and this. These are my competitors. How can we be a lot better?
Yeah.
And so that's what they're working on right now. And it takes time, man. It really does. It takes time. But what I'll do is I can put up, because we'll be able to post this up on our website.
Yeah. So on our website, under basically we'll have our human Rolodex. We'll have a spot for that and for that company, and we'll have kind of placeholders for now. But I mean, we'll have it to where they can reach you and contact you. But eventually that link will be up there. So if people want to check you out and see more about what you're doing, they can go there and check it out.
Yeah. And I would say for those that are in this industry, if you're, let's say private staffing agency or estate manager, I mean, anyone that works in that arena, reach out. I would love to talk with you about a partnership. We have the capabilities now where we're working on partnerships right now with a few individuals that can get you into any type of concert that you want. They can get you into any type of event you want.
Wow.
So like if you want a reservation to a certain restaurant that you can't get into, this guy's going to be able to do it. If you can't, let's say you want to go to an F1 race, or you want to go to the Olympics and you're just like, I can't get tickets for it. These people will be able to get you the tickets.
Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah, we do have a lot of capabilities. What I say is we don't do everything in the world. We just do everything in your world.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's
so,
good.
and I like I've told a lot of people, I'm not sure if those that are listening have ever been to, what is it? Cheesecake Factory. But if you go to Cheesecake Factory and you open their menu, they have like a million different items on there.
Yeah.
You kind of can't make up your
really
mind about what you want. Right. And so I don't want to be a Cheesecake Factory where we offer everything, because we can't offer everything. And I don't want to offer everything, because I think that makes the quality of our service go down.
Absolutely.
So we don't offer everything. We offer everything that's in your world. Gotcha. And we make sure that it's done right.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it, man. I really am. It's funny because I love the security industry. I will always be part of the security industry. I love having United Citadel Group. It's my baby. We've grown quite a bit, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of that company. Yeah. I'm going to continue to focus on it. But not everyone needs security, right? And so with this concierge service, everyone has a life that needs to be ran, and we're there to help make sure that it's ran properly.
Yeah.
So,
dude, that's really good, man.
Yeah, man.
And Yeah. Anything else that you want to add before we wrap it up? I think this is a great idea. I think we're in the right area for it.
Yeah.
I think if you guys want to get in touch with Trent, it'll be right on the website. You go find his thing under support a business.
Yeah.
We'll have a spot for Trent and for that, for what he's doing there. You'll be able to contact him and move forward. So I think it's going to be good stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited. My team's excited, and looking forward to awesome 2026, man.
Yeah,
Can't
absolutely.
wait. So,
and I know, like we said at the beginning, we're going to be busy coming up, but we're going to try to get content out for you guys, whether it's, just short videos here and there of just sharing some stuff of what's going on. And then
that's how you know this is real life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
it's not,
honestly, we're not here to create
content
content all the time because we just can't do it, right?
Can't.
Like, you're growing your business.
Yep.
You have an app that you're working on.
Yeah, I'm working on a project right now that's going to be taking up a lot of time. So.
Yeah. So we, anytime that we get a chance to come and give you guys good content, we're going to do our best to
share people with you. I think that's one of the biggest things is every time we get somebody that we want to share with you or something like that, we're going to make that happen.
Yeah. And we do have a list of people that are waiting to come on. A lot of great businesses that are lined up. We just comes down to time, right? And there's two things in life. It's either going to be time or money. So, but we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. We love our listeners. You guys are fantastic. We are growing on every platform. It's been wild. Aiden shares the analytics with me all the time, and it's awesome to see. So we love you guys, and that's it, man.
We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one.